Are you guys familiar with the Bidenomics word? Like when they say Bidenomics. Welcome back to this African perspective. If you're new here, I appreciate you for stopping by. Thank you. So you guys, the whole administration, usually when people want to say, okay, we enjoy a certain government rulership, when people always judge it by how well they're doing, how they're doing with the economy. Like, are people happy? Do they have enough jobs? Are people getting enough money? People have enough money to take care of their family? Are they doing okay? Is the country safe? There's so much to it, which you look at the stability and you see everybody's happy, they don't have much complaint. That's when you say, okay, we appreciate this government. We are so happy, we are so lucky, we are grateful for this person. And of course, definitely, if they ask you to vote for that person, let's say they finish spending 4 years and that person, you're having this sweet rulership, right? It's ruling because they're ruling, right? Yeah, you guys understand, you get what I mean. So if when they want you to vote for them again, you definitely will jump on that, because you don't want someone who's going to destroy everything and you're seeing you lack everything, they're taking everything away from you. So in that situation, or have no sympathy for you, in that situation, you would be like, oh my God, I'm not going to vote for this person. And this is what TikTok has to say about this. Many people are ranting about it. Let's listen to this. But before we do, please, you guys, make sure you click the like button, okay? Subscribe to the channel if you're new here, and hit the notification bell to get notified every time I post any video. Subscribing is really free. Let me remind you guys, it does not cost anything. And I appreciate it because I have a goal of getting to 1,000 subscribers and I really need your support. I cannot do this without you. I cannot get there without you doing it. So thank you all so much, and leave your thoughts in the comment section by the end of this video. Let's get right into it.
According to Joe Biden, the economy is doing absolutely perfect right now. And if you're somebody who feels otherwise, aka you're anybody in America that has gone to a grocery store or a gas station in the last 3 years, it's probably because you're a threat to democracy. But the Biden administration has rolled out this new term to describe how great the economy is doing right now. It's Bidenomics. According to Joe Biden, Bidenomics is the greatest thing that has ever happened to our country. Now, obviously, that is not true. Biden's economic policies have been a disaster for our country. And in this video, we're going to fact check the core tenets of Bidenomics. For starters, Joe Biden claims that he created 13 million jobs since he became president. More jobs than any president has ever created in American history. But Joe Biden's claim that he added 13 million jobs during his administration ignores the fact that America lost 9 million jobs during the COVID pandemic in 2020. You know, when governments forced businesses to shut down. So 2/3 of the jobs Joe Biden claims he created were actually added back when lockdowns ended. So when you factor that in, our country has only added 4 million new jobs since Joe Biden has been president, which is 1 million less than the 5 million that were added at this point when the Orange Man was president. But there is one thing that Joe Biden leads every other president at, and that is annual inflation rates. Speaking of that, another core tenet of Bidenomics is that Joe Biden says all the time, wages are up. Americans are taking more money home in their paychecks. Now, as you can see by the blue line in this graph, wages have in fact increased under Biden's presidency. But as you can see by the other line, inflation has far outpaced the growth in wages since he's been president. Therefore, real wages, which are wages adjusted for inflation, have actually decreased every single month since Joe Biden has been president. You may be getting a bigger paycheck, but you have become poorer under Joe Biden. Speaking of inflation, Joe Biden's other core tenet of Bidenomics is taking a victory lap over the inflation hikes that have occurred during his presidency. Joe Biden says inflation is down from what it was a year ago. Never mind the fact that it is still 4% higher than what it was when he took office. Biden also likes to claim that inflation was caused by Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Well, let's see. January 2021 is when Joe Biden took office. February of 2022 is when the Russia-Ukraine war began. What do you notice about the changes in inflation rates between them? Yeah, they've all gone up. Biden also says all the time that his administration cut the deficit by $1.7 trillion last year. A whopper of a lie that is so bad that even the liberal fact checkers at the Washington Post gave it a bottomless Pinocchio ranking. Also, nearly 60% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. Record numbers are considering second jobs. Bidenomics in action.
Joe Biden, you rotten, no good son of a chipmunk. I don't even know what that means, but I'm so pissed I can't even think straight. You know, when you first were elected with 367 trillion votes, I thought it sounded like a lot of votes in a country of only 300 million. But I said, you know, maybe they made a few mistakes, but close enough. And you have the same first name as my middle name, Joseph. So I said, let me give this guy a fair shot. Gas prices went out of control. Coincidence? I don't mind paying double. Rent prices soaring out of control, greedy landlords. But I've had enough, Joe. $3.29 for a freaking avocado? A large Haas avocado, organic? The Mexicans are killing us, Joe. And that's why I know there's only one man that can solve this. And when the 2024 presidential election comes up, I'll be running. And when I win that election on the first day that I'm in office, I'm invading Mexico's avocado farmers. And if you tell me that these avocados come from California, I'll be doing the same. American people deserve cheaper organic Haas avocados, Joe. And if you can't do it, I will.
She is not wrong. Listen to this.
I'm going to challenge all black people for this 2024 election to stop going to your polling place and just voting Democrat, Democrat, Democrat without even knowing what's going on, just because you've been told to always vote for the Democratic Party. What has the Democratic Party done for us as black people in the past, I don't know, 50 years? Even the first black president, he didn't do for the advancement of black people in this country whatsoever. Barack Obama did more for the LGBTQ community, more for the gay community, signing laws protecting them and their advancement and their rights than he did for black people the entire 8 years he was in office. So why are we still sitting up here voting Democrat when they don't do for us? When we have old white men telling us, you ain't black if you don't vote for me, but then he goes into office and does absolutely nothing for black Americans, but we sit up here and we vote Democrat every single time because we've been told to. Hasn't helped you, hasn't helped your mama, and it's not gonna help your kids.
For those of you who support Bidenomics, here's a little wake-up call for you. It's a rude awakening at that. The GDP is at 129%, meaning every $100 you put into the economy, the government spends $129. You're welcome. Go Bidenomics.
Look, folks, contrary to what you may hear from some people, the economy is good.
Oh, really? Well, I'm just now finding out about that. So, yeah, let's hear it. I'm sure this will be really good.
Unemployment is at a 50-year low. Wages are up 4%. People are saving more. Inflation has plummeted.
All right, let's take this one by one. So the unemployment rate in February of 2020, which is a little less than a year before Biden took office, was 3.5%. Currently, it is 3.8%, so it's not at a 50-year low. Now, it was lower back in April, to be fair, but that means it's increased since April. But if we look at the labor force participation rate in February 2020, it was 63.3%. Back in April, it was 62.6%. A lower labor force participation rate is not good, and it will skew data to make it appear like unemployment is lower. Now, what about wages? Are wages really going up 4%? Well, from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, real average hourly earnings, August 2023, $11.04. Also, Bureau of Labor Statistics, same statistic, in January of 2021, when Biden took office, $11.41. So real wages have actually decreased by around 3%. But real quick, I should point out that this is real wages. Like I said, real wages, this is inflation adjusted. And this is in 1982 to 1984 dollars, not in today's dollars. In today's dollars, workers are making an average wage of over $30. But if we look at those nominal numbers, they won't let us know about the inflation adjustment. So that's why we're doing this. A public finance economist found that under Biden, American families are $7,400 poorer. That's $7,400 annually. Now we move on to inflation. There is a common misconception. People conflate decreasing inflation with deflation. It's not the same thing. We still have inflation. It's just less than it used to be. But as you can see right here, inflation is currently going up. Now, of course, we don't know how long it's going to go up, but we should be at least a little bit worried about this, especially when we see the producer price index, the inflation for producers, is increasing quite a bit. And it is possible that down the road, the consumers are going to experience more of this inflation. The Biden admin definitely did not make us better off as far as inflation goes. The former Fed economist Michael Strain wrote a great article about this, where he gives an estimate that the American Rescue Plan increased inflation by about 3 percentage points. Now, as for the claim about savings, I don't really know where this comes from. If we look at personal savings rates in the United States, it's at almost a historic low. Going all the way back to the 60s, there's only one time where savings were lower than they've been under Biden. So yeah, the economy is not doing too great at all. Sure, things could be worse, but things could also be much, much better.
Most Americans are a $400 unexpected expense away from bankruptcy.
That's Bidenomics in action. You think I'm kidding? Bidenomics is working.
There's some change.
Sure.
You didn't put anything in there.
Yes, I did. I put hope in there. Hope. Don't spend it all in one place.
Biden just gave us a great example of what gaslighting looks like. He's claiming that because the inflation rate has been falling, lower costs are what Americans are facing. That's not how this works. This shows you the annualized rate of inflation under Biden starts right here in January of 2021. You'll see that the annualized rate of inflation went all the way up to 9.1%, and it's now down to less than 4%. But this does not mean that prices are going down or costs are being lowered. It means that they continue to go up at a slower rate. If that's Bidenomics, I wouldn't be bragging about it.
Oh, good for her. Listen to this.
I voted for Biden. That's probably why Trump lost. I'm one of them 7 million votes that he didn't get. Because I voted. Because I was told I was black. And I should vote Democrat. So I voted Democrat. I'm not doing that no more. And after I'm witnessing them trying to take down Trump as much as possible to keep him from getting back in that White House, that makes me want to vote for him more and more and more.
Good.
We need somebody in there that's real. Not these puppets like Biden. Biden is a puppet. He get in there and he get in front of that camera and he does what they tell him to do. Trump wasn't going to let them tell him what to do. See, that's why I'm looking back on all this shit now. And I'm not going to let another black person or another white person tell me who to vote for. Trump 2024, that's all I got to say.
Okay, I'm usually the first person to give Joe Biden like a little bit of leeway because he is in a difficult situation with no Republicans and like 3 Democrats that are basically going to say no to whatever he does. But that being said, but the lack of this administration's or this presidency's effort to push any sort of counter narrative or any sort of like opposition to the Republican propaganda it's actually kind of amazing if it wasn't so fucking annoying. Because on the one hand, we get nothing. All the things that we elected Joe Biden to do, gives up on immediately, doesn't even try. The first sign of like competition, like they just fold. And then I look over at the Republicans and like I don't want any of the shit that they want, but I fucking am jealous. They like actually fight for the shit they want, and like they don't care about breaking a couple rules if they think it's for the greater good. And like we can't even find Joe Biden. Like I haven't heard anything from him in a minute.
I just need one thing answered from everybody. Politics aside, you don't like Trump? Fucking put him to the side. We're not talking about that. This fucking guy behind me, old corn pop from Let Me Touch Your Shoulders University, this guy, you're not going to vote for this fucking guy, right? Because this can't happen. This guy has no idea where he is. I'm running for Senate in the United States. Motherfucker, you give this guy the nuclear football and we're going to have a whole new box of things to talk about with Dr. Finkelstein. This guy is fucking nuts. They call him Crazy Uncle Joe. And I used to like the way they rub my legs in the sun. I learned about cockroaches. I learned about... What the fuck is this guy talking about? If they put him on stage with Trump, it's over. This fucking guy, I can't believe... It's elder abuse. No one has stepped in. His whole family's just going to let this guy ride it into the wall, huh? Old corn pop back there, that guy, huh? Well, let me touch you.
Joe Biden just cursed out a Fox News reporter. He didn't realize his mic was on, and this happened.
Will you take questions on inflation then?
Let's move.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Do you think inflation is a political liability?
That's a great asset. More inflation. What a stupid son of a bitch.
Alright guys, that's it for this video. Like, I really appreciate you guys watching this video. I would love to hear what your thoughts is. Like, what do you guys think about this whole thing? What do you guys think about Biden? What do you think about his administration and everything, you know? What do you guys think about the current economic situation? Let me know. And I really would love, if you're new to the channel, you can subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell to get notified every time I post a new video, and click the like button, because that's the way you show me that you enjoy my content and you love it. All right guys, so I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.